sweetie pies, and welcome to another episode of My Slice of Life. As you can see, I am joined by all the Galentines today. Woo! And we're doing a special Galentine's episode. I'm talking to both cameras. And so this is just something fun that I pitched to all the friends, and they were all game, which was very sweet. And we're going to go through a different version of the 3 questions I always ask my guests, and we're going to start now. So I can't introduce all of you, but we'll get to that. You can maybe say your name before you give an answer.
Maybe
yeah.
Start with how the group was formed.
Ooh.
A little bit of let's say that one more time.
Nada just said, which is a great point, why don't we start with how the group was formed, which I feel like comes down to Miss Veronica Macari, which is behind me. Absolutely. I feel like we've all come to you in some shape or form and been introduced to the group in some shape or form. And we've had our own, I met this person, I'm going to bring them in situation. And now we've gotten into this beautiful amalgamation of people, which is so sweet. And I feel so lucky for our friend group. And that's why I wanted to celebrate it with this specific Galentine's episode, because you're all my Galentines. Okay, so we're going to start with the first question, which is, I always ask what genre of life you're in, but I'm not going to ask you all that individually. I'm going to ask what genre or movie, TV, video game, song reminds you of our friend group. So does anyone have an answer? Okay.
Yeah, I was just telling our friends over here that, and it so coincides that we're having a sleepover, but it does remind me, we do remind me of Sleepover. Yes. Because these girls were a little group of misfits and outsiders who were sort of embarking on a new stage of life. They were all starting high school, I think. I mean, I know we're not, but it kind of, but we're going into our 30s, all of us at different rates. Some of us earlier than others, but in any case, I feel like we're all kind of we all have that in common maybe, and we've hit our stride together and sort of found each other, found ourselves in this group and found our confidence in this group as well. So it reminds me of that movie. Yeah.
What a beautiful answer, Maka. Thank you for that. Does anyone else have an answer currently? I always think about 13 going on 30 personally. Oh, yeah. I don't know if anyone feels that, because to your point, Maka, turning 30 this year, I always related to that film as a little girl. I was like, oh my God, I'm Jennifer Garner. I'm going to be an editor at Poise. Never wanted to be an editor, but I think that was definitely the archetype of strong women. When we were kids, it was Andy Anderson. Yes, in a creative field, it was Andy Anderson in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It was Jennifer Garner, Jenna Rink. And yeah, I always think about that because there's something to be said about sometimes you feel like you have these weird dynamics with your friends, but then at the end of the day, it's you always have each other's backs and you won't always do anything for them. And I think that's really sweet. And it's finding that inner child in you that relates and feels taken care of with these other people that you share your life with. Yeah, that's my, I asked you guys and then I was like, let me get the mic really quick. Yeah.
Please.
Mine is gonna be very stereotypical too, but I'm gonna go into show land and I'm gonna say Sex and the City. Really, yes.
Try not to be mainstream, but yes.
No, I know. And I think specifically, I think of the scene, which is one of my favorite from Sex and the City, which is when I think they're all at a diner or whatever. It's been a minute since I've seen it. And one of them says, well, what if we are our soulmates, friendship. Our friends are our soulmates. Because, I think Carrie had just broken up with Big again and all that. And they were like, well, what if it's not men? What if it's us? We friends are meant to be our soulmates. And I'm like, that really is it. As much as I believe in romantic love and, I'm lucky I have it, it's very different when you find people specifically from all different walks of life and in this era of our late, early adulthood, whatever you want to call it, and just get to spend so many different aspects of life with them, with all of us together. It's meant so much to me. And I saw a post the other day that said, so many people talk about like the friend you've known for the longest time, like your high school friend, your childhood friend, but no one talks about those people you met when you were already an adult that don't necessarily know your whole backstory and still love you for the fully person that you are. And I was like, yes, 100% emotional. So I love you all, and you guys are my soulmates and my Galentines.
So I'm going to be less wholesome, but I think a song that reminds me of this group is No Type. You know, where they're like, I ain't got no type. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like, because everyone in here is genuinely
A bad
bitch in their own way. And like, yes, we're like wholesome, but we're also like very incredibly strong, powerful women.
Yeah.
And I only hang out with bad bitches, and that's you guys.
And she's
So,
going to drop the mic after that.
This is the only question I'm answering today.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lee.
I thought of one
Oh, Bella,
just
please.
now by thinking about that. Okay, I don't know why, because you don't. Whatever. I was thinking about the girl. What is it called? The traveling pants. The traveling.
Oh, sisters.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
The two others whose names I forgot. I'm sorry. Alexis Liddell.
And then
Love.
Fourth one.
the fourth one.
No, I was
Continue.
just thinking about that, and I don't know if it's because we just had that clothes swap thing.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's very like this whole girl group is like very much about sharing anything. It can be like advice or clothes or just honestly
Visa issues.
lawyers.
Yeah.
Veronica asked for a cleaning person the
Yeah.
other day. I mean,
It happens. We're that
It's-
group that you can come to at the
Right.
end of the day. Like, we share everything from like, I'm going through a really hard time right now, I need my friends, to like, I need a cleaning lady. Which I think is the spectrum that you should be operating in with your friends. Like, you want people that you can go to and trust with like the biggest of highs and lows, and then like the smallest mundane thing that you're like, I just need you to be here with me. You know, I know that we do a lot of admin sessions, which might lead us into our next question. Unless anyone has one more, please. Al?
I don't know if anyone's watching I Love LA. I would say the support from this community of people reminds me of the way the characters in the show are there for each other and would drop anything to be there for each other, minus the codependency. But I think, you know, a lot of us have kind of already said that of like, yeah, there's something about having support that you can lean on, especially when you're in a city that is not necessarily your first home base. Having people right there is really, really special. Yeah, special.
That's so sweet, Al. Thank you. No, it's true. I completely agree with you. And I thank my lucky stars every day. And that's why I was like, I asked like probably 5 of you before I put it in the chat, like, do you think you would come on the pod as a group? Because I think like half of you have been on individually. I want the other half to come on individually as well. So it's like, oh, I will bake. I did make chocolate covered strawberries, but we did assess that it was a little too dirty for the cute fort. We don't want to mess it up. There was a lot of hard work by Ariana and Miss Nada for. We'll bring them out. We'll get B-roll, okay? But the next question is, I usually ask what's a mundane thing, material item, or mantra that you've been, you know, focusing on that brings you your simple joy in life. So I wanted you to relate that to this group. Is there like a mundane thing that we do? Is it admin sessions? Is there something like a material item that we've passed along between each other that has really meant a lot to you and like stood the test of time and been like a simple pleasure?
Well, I don't know if it's like time sensitive, but I feel like lately the group that has been, I guess it's time sensitive or like it's been going on for a bit, but us that's been going to the movies has been such a good like date. Like I love it. I love going to the movies with everyone and everyone who can join. It's such a great activity to do together and like yeah, it's just been a vibe, even if it's like 2 people or if it's everyone. I adore that.
It is. Nada.
Well, I'm like the one that's like not in film, but
That's
I
okay.
learn so much from you guys whenever we do watch stuff together. Obviously, like living with you, and you point things out that I never would have known, and so it's changed entirely the experience of like watching a movie or a TV show, and it's really fun. It's really, I am like fascinated by what like all you guys do, and I always want to support it and everything, but it's just like so much fun to see it from a different eye, and just like discussing and chatting afterwards is just like so different than just like going to the movies with
Yeah, a
anyone.
debrief. And don't sell yourself short. Miss Nada's done some costuming. She's involved.
That's what I actually wanted to say.
Please, Maka.
I feel
To a laptop theater near you.
I feel like that's it's actually
Thank you,
interesting
Ashley.
that she says that she's not a part of the industry, but she costume designed her short, Ia's short.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I really love about this group is everyone is complimenting each other constantly. And there's so many of us that want to do the same thing to some degree or another. And I don't feel competitiveness, even
At
though
all.
that's obviously like something that we all feel to some degree or another, you know, and it's hard, but we are so supportive of each other, and we help where we can, and like, you know, we trust each other's judgment, and we give each other opportunities to like showcase our talents, and I feel like that's incredible.
Yeah.
you know?
I completely agree. And feedback too. Like I can't tell you how many times I've had sessions individually and as a group. But I mean, Alice was just helping me with the camera setup here, you know, like we are our resident editor, you know, like, and there's been so many other times where we've worked on each other's projects, or at least consulted in some way, or like asked advice. Like even there's been times where like we'll just sit down and be like, I'm thinking of starting a podcast. Do you think I should do it? You know, and to have you all be there with me, you know, and help. Like truly that support is so cool. And the fact that we can call on all of the special talents that we have in some degree is massive.
Yeah, I think on that, which I guess it's kind of obvious, but it's really sweet when each of us have something going on. Like we have a short film that is coming out, a presentation, like something that we're proud of. Like we all always show up and hype each other up, and we're so proud of each other, which I think is so sweet, because I mean, there's a million things we could do, right? There's a million plays or movies going on, and we always, I feel like, kind of put each other first, of like, oh, if this person has a premiere, like we're gonna go. And I think we do so many things, and it's important to stop and be proud of each other for the little or big accomplishments, and just having your people there just reinforces like, oh, I did this thing and it's real, and I'm proud of myself, and other people that love me are proud of myself. So yeah, I think every time we do these things, I'm like, oh my God, like we all show up for each other. That's really amazing.
I completely agree, because I feel like we usually have like a guest list at every event, at least of like 12 people. You know, you're like, well, these people are coming and their significant others, and then them and their friends are coming. And yeah, and now I have 40 people coming to a cafe, you know, and that's one thing that's really special. I think that's, you know, I love a crowd. I love the more the merrier sentiment. So I think it's really fantastic when we get to do that. And I think to your point, it just shows like we come as a flock to help each other out. Not that I want to steal the answer again, but I was going to say, I love working out with all of you. Like I've done like many times where we've gone to a workout together, we've gone to a class together, and go on a hike, go to like situation like that. And I think that's just so fun, because to Maka and Vera's earlier point, like having a shared interest that is just like mundane. You know, it's like, I'm going to work out 4 times this week anyway, so might as well do it with my best friends, you know? So that's one thing that I really find special, and it always motivates me, and it just makes it more fun. That's something that I would reflect on. Does anyone else
I'm
have
going to
anything?
jump on that, because what I was going to say is, I mean, we look like a big group, and there's even people missing, which I love. And my mundane thing is like the little pockets that have formed of different interests. Like we have book club, which is one of my favorite things that I look forward to every month. We have a watch party now, right? Which is like every Wednesday we watch a show and we get to talk about it. There's the workouts, right? There's like the single girlies that go out. There's the couples that do, like, I love how like if you don't like something, that's okay, because you'll find the other thing, and we get to all experience each other in different lights and different ways, and hang out in different ways as well. And those are more mundane, right? Like we love big things like today, Galentine's, looking forward to it, but then you have in your every week, just like the workout, the matcha, I help me with like, I don't know, find
Self-tape.
a self-tape, or like, I need a cleaning lady. Do you want to go with me to like the dry cleaners that you like anything like that. It's just really nice to know, like, in this big group, you'll find the one person who'll be like, I'm there for that. And that's really nice.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna be there. I would have gone. I'm actually depressed.
So what Soph is referencing is
I'm
one of our
actually
friends,
depressed.
Alessia, has a birthday coming up. Shout out Alessia. And she wants to go bungee jumping. Some of us are afraid of heights. And
Some of us were the first ones, and then they chose the weekend where I was unavailable.
And you know what? That fucking sucks. That's all. I agree. Yes. Yeah. No. It sucks, and it's not. Yeah. Please, Bella. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I feel like is really big in our group is favors and asking for favors. And that can be something that's so kind of daunting in other friend groups. And it's like, what am I getting in return? Or, you know, what, I'm always here for you. Are you there for me? But in this group, it's kind of not ever a question, because it's like, I can't count how many times, even like a month, that something comes up and people are like, hey, would someone mind helping out? And it's like always people are
rushing to.
Yeah. Honestly, everyone's like the knight in shining armor and just like coming in and they're like, yeah, I can help you out. Like, what do you need?
There's one thing to like echo that. So many people will be like, I have 2 minutes in between this meeting and this meeting, but I can help you. You know, like I feel like I see that so much on our group chat, and I'm guilty of it. I'm like, I have 30 minutes I can see you, but like,
no,
I'll
literally what was it? Last month, Alessia was like, who can pick up my car? I was like, I have the flu, but if no one can, I can do it. And I was like down for the counting. My fever was like 100 something.
Yes,
I was like,
and you were like,
I
I'll
can
go.
do it. And then Nada was like, I can do it.
Yeah, Nada Angel was like, it's fine. I got this. Hold my beer. Yeah. Soph, did you have something that you wanted to include?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all saying like the greatest answers, but like this actually, I love this so much.
Tell
when
us.
we make a poll in the group and people click on it.
Yes.
Ooh, that does something to me. Like
Come in,
when people
come in.
are like, I can come. Oh, amazing.
I love that.
I can't. It's okay. You press the button. And I seriously,
She's saying answers.
seriously love a group poll more than anything.
And I think that's just a healthy reminder to our group to click on the poll for bungee jumping.
Click on the poll for everyone was like, no. Alessia, I was saying that we're the only ones going bungee jumping, but we were the only ones who clicked that button. But everyone, it's okay because they clicked the other one, and I was equally satisfied.
A poll.
We're all invested.
Yes,
We are invested.
So
That's a good
mine.
point,
It's
Nada.
stupid, but I really like it.
I don't think it's stupid at all, Soph. I love the organization. So we just had a late edition, and she's perfectly on time, actually. Her name is Alessia Crucci. We love her so much. No, please. All right. And now we're going to do our last question for today's episode, which is we're going to talk about advice, because I always ask my people that come on if they want to instill advice in others and the listeners. So I want to do that with this group, but specifically on something that we're quite good at, obviously, which is cultivating adult friendships and how to like create them, sustain them, to keep them lively and full of sexiness. But just to have a fun friendship that you can lean on, as we've been talking about. And so if anyone has any advice they'd like to give.
I just want to say, I feel like it's so scary to like make adult friends. And I think it's so important if you can remember to just make the ask. The same way you would ask somebody out on a date, you have to ask your new friend out on a date. And I know Soph did that for me, and was like, hey, I want to get coffee. Let's actually do this. And I love the word actually, because there's so many times where people are like, let's do it. But like to actually put it in the books and like make the plan, like it's worth it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah, and I think if you can go even further and put all your individual friends in a room and host a little dinner, it sounds scary, but it can work out and everyone can become friends. Yeah.
think that's how this started, right? Yeah. I know that I kind of butchered that introduction in the beginning, but like that is how you do it, is like you just start connecting people. And I think a lot of the time in this group too, sometimes I've been like, oh, you will totally get along with this person. And I've almost been like, I have a beautiful relationship with that individual person, but I'm like, you will really get along with this person. You should hang out with them, you know? And I think that's such a cool dynamic that we have. Please, Nada.
Well, I think, to Vera's point, that's true, because that's how it started for me, and it was on Galentine's. I just moved here, and I wanted to make new friends, and so Mecca and I decided to host a small, very intimate dinner, and we set some questions, and we really bonded, and I felt like after that, it was like, oh, we started kind of bringing new people in, and it just started growing. And now, honestly, Galentines are probably my favorite because we bond on another level. They're always so much fun. But the real thing, what I wanted to say was to add to your point earlier about the favors. What I've noticed in this group is everyone is so willing to help unconditionally, like not with, anything, no ulterior motive. There isn't anything in return. It's just a genuine, like, my girl needs help and I can help her. There's always someone who's willing to lend a hand, no matter what topic. Like, from the dumbest thing, easiest thing, to hardcore, I'm dealing with stuff, to the juiciest, like, I don't know, I need some sex advice, anything, like everyone. And that's what I love about this group, like, genuinely, so.
That was such a good answer, Nay. I totally agree with the sentiment. I think a lot of the time you actually feel supported, which I think is the through line of friendship, right? Is feeling like you can come to them in any degree and any question, concern, and they'll be able to receive it. So, any last answers or advice?
I have one.
Please.
I think going off of what Al was saying, not just invite people, but like just show up, like someone has a housewarming party, you don't know them, just go. Or like, a coworker mentions they have a band, just go to their show. Like, who cares? That's my advice.
Yeah.
Same thing as a lot of people in this group. I moved here from Sweden 2 years ago. I didn't know anyone. And through our friend Sophia, who's not here tonight, she was like, I'm going to grab drinks with a few girls, like, just come. And I came, and it was a few of you guys that was there. And then I think Nada was like, we're doing beach tennis tomorrow, like, just throwing it out there. And I was like, shit, I have to go to this beach tennis thing because I really want to go, and like, I don't have her number, and like, how do I, all the thoughts, and like, I've been here for 2 weeks, she doesn't know me, like, all that stuff. And I asked Sophia for your number. I got your number, and I texted you. I was like, can I come with you tomorrow? And you were like, of course, like, we're going thrift shopping in the morning, and then we're going to the beach. And I was like,
so sweet.
Oh my God, this is happening. Like, I'm meeting people. And that was also like my biggest concern before I moved here, because back in Stockholm, I have a big group of girlfriends, and we're very close. And I was leaving that to go somewhere else, and like, what's going to happen? And then 3 weeks in, I met you, and then I met all of you, and then it worked out, which is, so again, say yes to everything in the beginning if you're new. I went to a lot of those beach tennis things with other people that didn't work out, but then one time it did work out. So just say yes to everything, and be brave enough to ask for someone's number, to say, hey, can I come?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually be a friend. And I think, to Al's point, like, sometimes you have just as much stake as if you were asking someone on a date or something. Cause it's like, and to Ariana's point earlier, it's like, I'm planning on being friends with you guys lifelong, like that's my goal, So if you're doing that, when you're looking for a partner, if you're looking for dating, or if you're even just trying to have fun, you have different goals for whatever. Maybe you don't want to even date, but when you're looking for that, when you're looking for someone to share those moments with, it's like you know what your goal set is, and you need someone to fit that criteria. And I think when you're looking for lifelong friends, you have to be able to be willing to be brave and like put yourself out there and show up, physically and mentally. So I think it's so cool that we've been doing that.
Can I? Oh, sorry.
No, please. Yeah, you
wanna
both
go?
can do it.
Well, I feel like on the opposite side of that, like if you're not brave, my advice is for bigger groups, because I feel like that's what this group did so well. Like, even though you are such a big clique, even before I joined you, like just having a big group of people being like, you should come to this is very cool. And especially if you are a shy person and you don't want to reach out specifically, like having a big group of people being like, no, you should come, or like having someone who pushes that is really like my advice as well, I think.
That's great. I lols at me being like, I'm gonna only answer one question. But I think like some actual like practical advice is authenticity comes from alignment. And even though we're all so different, at the end of the day, everyone here is an artist in some capacity. And I don't think that's like random. I think we have flocked together because we have common interests in film, in social media, podcasting, books. And I think going out of your way to do things that feel authentic to you will lead to fruitful friendships.
That's so true. Last thing, I think that like everybody talks about childhood friends like all the time, you know, like, and those are never gonna go away. But I think that like the beauty of like adult friendship is that you can choose them. Something that like with childhood friends you really can't, because they are like people that you go to school with, that you maybe is your neighbor, or maybe it's like, you know, your mom's best friend daughter or son, you know. And I think that like the beauty of the adult friendships is like the power of choosing who you have around like all the time, and choosing who you want to spend time with. And so I think that like once you get to know yourself, it's so much easier to kind of like get to surround yourself with people that are similar to you, that, you know, you want to spend time with, I would say. And in general, like I think that I don't know, the beauty of things that like I find in this group is that I'm like you. I feel like I can see you guys like going into like hospice with, you know, kind of like we're all gonna be like kind of like an old retiring home all together, and still chatting and still like doing our all like, you know, matcha evenings and like things like that, movie nights and all. But I think that also like it's okay, because before coming into this group I've changed so many groups, and I've been like, you know, with a group of people and I'm like, oh my God, I love them, and then like it falls apart. And then I have another one, I'm like, oh my God, they are amazing, like they are gonna be the one, and then it falls apart. And I think that like that's okay, and that it's life. And I think that like I am so grateful and happy that I have this right now, and I feel that like I'm trying at least to be as present as I can, and like as, you know, giving, whatever, how do you say it? Whatever, you know, like, yeah, as I can, and just like be as loving as I can, because I have I know that it can end at any point. And I think that like, but that's also the beauty of it in some, you know, in some part, yeah, to cherish it. And I think that when you're an adult, you can just like appreciate those things a little bit more. But then also like to everybody that is listening, it's okay if your group is falling apart, because there is another one coming in that is gonna be like, you know, better in other sides, and it's gonna like fulfill different parts of your life. And so it's okay, you know, and just baby steps, I would say.
Can I have a practical advice to that? Oh, I was gonna say petition to do a elder home later.
Yes,
life.
I think
Yes.
we'll all poll.
We'll name it Ye Old
We would
Hospice
kill.
Friends.
Our hospice would
Our-
be so fun.
So fun.
Oh my god, theme parties.
The theme parties.
I'll be done.
Just
Especially when we have the time.
I feel like I'm already like
I'm already picturing the kind of theme parties I want to put together at hospice together with you guys.
Oh my God. Bingo, all of us together. Amazing. I just want to say one practical advice because I've put this into practice myself. What? No, yeah. And I was going to say, like in everything in life, I think you got to put your energy and actual effort into it in the sense of like, this friendship is so easy, but just like anything in life, sometimes it isn't. And I think actually prioritizing and putting the work to be like, I miss this person, I'm going to hang out, or actually like, I don't want to talk about this with this friend, but I know I must. Like that to me is what stands this testament of time in adult friendships, right? It's like, actually prioritizing like you would do anything else and being vulnerable when you can't. We've had many moments where we're like, guys, I'm overwhelmed. Like I can't go to this and I'm so sorry. And we're like, no worries. We're here whenever you need to come back. But being willing to say that and putting the effort, that's what I think has made this friendship last so long. And we'll keep doing it because we're also willing to be open and, you know, be there for each other, but also not when we can't, you know, when we don't have capacity. And honestly, that's a big difference of like childhood friendships to adult friendships.
Yeah, it's very well said. I love all of the answers that we've gotten tonight. Thank you guys. But what? We're so smart. We are so smart. Yeah, no, we are so smart. But I think to Nada's point, what you had just said, Ari, is like it is unconditional. It's not like there isn't an entry fee to be friends with us, which is I think really obviously other than being a bad bitch and being whatever that means to you, and being easy to be around and fun. So anyway, thank you all for listening to My Slice of Life Galentine's edition. I adore you all. You all inspire me. Truly. Thank you for helping with this. Woo!
My slice of life.